It is Monday, February 26th of 2024. And OMG, can you believe this is Guy's Daily Drive? Bam! Good morning and welcome to Guy's Daily Drive, the show where I just pontificate on silly crap that's going through my head for people who still remember from when I was doing these before. It has been a country mile since I've done a Guy's Daily Drive, and I really want to rectify that. I want to get back into doing these on a regular basis. So here we are, and let's see, what are we going to talk about today? Let's start off by saying it took me a little bit to remember how to do one of these. It has been so long since I've done a Guy's Daily Drive on the Book of Faces that I could not even find where the little button was to bring up doing Facebook Live. I couldn't find it. So it was like, damn, what is the problem? Why can't I remember? And then it was like, oh yeah, because it's been a really long time since I've done one. So let's see, what has been going on since, God, I would have to go back and look, but I bet it has been 6 months, almost 6 months since I've done one of these. Long time. And so much is happening. I was really pissed off. Let's get some football stuff out of the way. I was really pissed off about the Super Bowl because it was two teams I didn't want to see in there. I wanted to see, well, first off, I wanted to see Miami in it, but Kansas City beat them in freezing cold temperatures. And yeah, you know what? They deserved to lose. They just didn't really play that well. And so then Kansas City beat Baltimore, which was my second choice for the AFC. And then my first choice for the NFC, actually my only choice for the NFC, was the Detroit Lions. I really wanted to see the Detroit Lions get in, since they've never done it before. And it had been 20 years, 30 years? I can't even remember how many years it had been since they had even been in the NFC Championship game. And then San Francisco beat them. So it's like San Francisco and Kansas City. I don't want to see either one of these teams in the Super Bowl. So the thing that really pissed me off, though, as I was watching the game, was that it was a good game. That it was close pretty much the whole way, and it could have been either team taking it. It was like, damn it, why does this game have to be so good? I didn't want it to be this good. I wanted it to be meh. I wanted one team to blow out the other team so I'd have an excuse to just walk away from it altogether. And it didn't happen. It was actually a good game. Damn them. Damn them both to hell. So, next bit of little football news that I'm excited about is the emergence of the UFL. So the XFL and the USFL are going away, or have gone away, and what's taking its place is the UFL. And I guess they bought all the trademarks from the former UFL, which played for a number of years. And so it's 4 teams from the XFL and it's 4 teams from the USFL. And the team that I like from the XFL, which was the DC Guardians. Guardians? No. DC Defenders. Wow. Couldn't even remember. They made the cut. And so did, 4 teams from each league. 3 teams from Texas, because reasons. No teams west of there, so there's nothing in California. There's nothing on the West Coast at all. And I think that's a mistake. But on the plus side, they're all playing in their own stadiums, which will make, think the game's better and more exciting to watch. And more people will turn up for them. You know, one of the things in the early days of, actually throughout most of the USFL, you know, thank God they had TV money, because when they were playing all their games in Birmingham, if it wasn't the Birmingham Stallions, nobody was watching the game. There was very few people there watching the game. And even when they went to kind of a hub system where it was Birmingham and Canton, you know, the Hall of Fame Stadium there in Canton, Ohio, you'd hardly see anybody in the stands. There was nobody. I mean, Canton, the stadium in Canton, connected to the Hall of Fame, is an iconic stadium, but there wasn't a team from Ohio there. And, you know, I guess the closest team was either the Pittsburgh Maulers or the Michigan Panthers, both of which Ohio people are going to be like, why the hell would I go see them? You know, they don't like Pittsburgh and they don't like Michigan. So, I don't know. Anyway, everybody's in their own stadiums now. Some of them in NFL stadiums, which, again, I think is a mistake, because if you get 15,000, which is a pretty good crowd for a spring league, in an NFL stadium that holds 60 to 80,000, the place looks empty. And this is kind of what happened as well back in the 80s with the USFL. When I'd go to Washington Federals games, they'd have 8,000 people in the stands, and which, quite frankly, wasn't bad for a team that was as bad as the Washington Federals. They were woeful. Both years they were in DC, they went to Orlando, they didn't get any better. And the place looked empty. You know, it was really bad. So I would have preferred them to be in stadiums that were like in the 20 to 40,000 range, because the place just looks like there's more people and you get more fan reaction. You can hear the fans better when things are going on. But that's coming up on March 30th, that new league. DC doesn't have a home game. I didn't go to one last year for reasons. But I want to go to at least 1 or 2 games this year. They'll have 5 home games. And it's going to be, it should be rocking. And they play at Audi Field, which holds 25,000. So it's going to be nice. I'm really going to enjoy it. Whoop, 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 red light. So that's all the football stuff. On the tech front, actually, no, let's go to the vacation front. We're all ready to go and all paid up to go see the eclipse in April 8th, I think. It's either April 8th or April 9th. And Tracy and I were going to fly to Rochester, stay at an airport hotel, and there's a good reason for that. And then we travel 15-20 miles to this big park where they have these like carriage houses set up, big carriage houses, and there'll be food and there'll be, you know, actual real sit down, oh look, there's a bathroom kind of thing, which as we all get older is so important. Gotta have a bathroom. Ooh, is that guy gonna get hit? No, good. And so that's gonna be exciting. It was very pricey. All in all, you know, not counting, you know, food and gas and everything else, because we're going to have a car as well. It ended up being like $4,000. But if you've never seen an eclipse, it's freaking amazing. Eclipses are, you can watch one on YouTube and okay, you know what, you're seeing the same thing, but it's not the same thing, because seeing it live and hearing the differences in the wildlife that's around you and the bugs and the birds and everything else, and listening to the people just start freaking out as totality gets closer and closer. You have to be there to experience it to get the full effect. So really looking forward to that. We're also going down to North Carolina next month, maybe in March. It might be after the eclipse. I can't remember now. And we haven't done that in a while, so that'll be fun. And I still want to make the Florida trip. I was actually hoping to do it before the end of February, but with the trip to see the eclipse being as expensive as it was like, I really can't swing a week down in Florida, because that's not cheap either, even though the airfare was going to be ridiculously inexpensive. What else? That's it, I guess. I've been kind of revamping some of my tech stuff. I've got a new kind of mobile kit. I've done a couple of different things with mobile kits, and I tried going all USB, and I kind of found that it overloaded the USB channels, or how much data that USB could pass, as well as power, because it was like 2 microphones and 2 lights, and it was like, okay, this just isn't working. So I got, I already had one Shure SM57, which is normally used for instruments, and that people use the SM58 for vocals. But they both have, as far as I know, they both have the same capsule. So I put on like a windscreen on the 57s, and they're a lot smaller than the 58s. They're not as wide, don't have like that big bulbous head. And I'm using the Arturia Mini Fuse 2, which has 2 XLR inputs. And is he gonna let him out? He is. What a nice guy. So, that's what I'm gonna do with that, and that's USB-C, so that goes right, it has more bandwidth, that goes right into the computer instead of having to go through a hub. And gosh, I think that's gonna about do it. One of these days I will go into the wheres and the whys of why I kind of took a break, not just from Guy's Daily Drive, but I was kind of pulling back a bit on my Mac podcast as well. Just, when you're not feeling well, it's really, really hard to get enthused about a podcast. But to be honest, the My Mac podcast is really what kept me going, kept me in good spirits, talking to Gaz every week. And if I hadn't been doing it, if I had just let that go, as well as Guy's Daily Drive, I really would have missed it, and I didn't want to do that. Anyway, that is going to do it for today. If you would like to send me an email, you can send that to guy@mymac.com. You can see all of the audios, or all of the videos, and some of the audios over at vertshark.com. Of course, there's the My Mac podcast that I do with Gaz nearly every weekend. You can also sometimes find me on Mac Voices live on Tuesday nights, and Dave Ginsburg's, yeah, that's right, In Touch with iOS. I'm supposed to be on this Thursday. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm feeling good. Anyway, that is going to do it for today. So thank you all so very, very much for joining me today on Guy's Daily Drive. I really, really do appreciate it. And I will see all of you next time right here on Guy's Daily Drive. Bye-bye.